the younger generation.
Cardio Mom. Hi. I like that name.
Who, you?
No, Cardio Mom. That's a fun user. They all have such unique names, like Dumpster Kitty.
Well, there's some new ones out there.
There are?
There are.
Your Facebook? Mine's just how original. Megan SDP. That's very original. Let's see. Megan, when you have the dogs out training, do many people just come up and pat them, or will they ask permission first? That's actually a good question. A lot of the time, you have all different kinds of people. You have some people that just run up and say, "Oh, I love dogs," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's a service dog." Oh, it's a service dog, and you're in the middle of the mall. I'm like, "Do you see dogs in the mall all the time?" Like, I don't.
Can you read?
Do you understand? It just goes to prove nobody ever reads the patches on the vest. I mean, the only one patch I've ever found that actually stops someone was I got it from Jade. It was like a big stop sign about this big, and it was bright red. It said, "Do not pet," and it was the only thing that someone reached out and went, "Oh," and did that with. And I think it's just a universal thing.
She
I don't
had
know.
a better one than that.
She's had
some good patches.
I don't pat you while you're working is a good one. I guess she's had
some better ones than that.
I've had dogs in downstays, and I've had little children just come running up and throw their bodies on the dog. It was maroon, hugging the neck, like, "Oh, I just love puppies," and the parents are standing back like, "Isn't this just so cute?" And I'm holding, as Carlene says, holding the lips of the going, "He's just so sweet. Oh, he's so sweet." But a lot of people ask, but not everybody does. Gretchen has been in the house for some time now after recovering from being sick. Is there a reason why she's not being rotated? Thank you. Gretchen's in the house just because we like her. She's another pretty Harl that we seem to collect around here. So we'll see what happens. Time will tell.
Trying to get her trained up to
Carlene's standards.
Yeah.
So, and it's nice to have puppies in the house so that Carlene can interact with them. She's great with the dogs also. So, let's see. Chicken bricks have been, 73%.
Chicken bricks are going.
73%,
Yep.
says Patricia.
We're almost the last couple days. When's the first Sunday? Is it this Sunday? No.
What? No, next Sunday, I think.
So it's the 6th or 7th or something like that. Okay. So we got a whole nother
Reminder for a camera person. I recall this AM, a CP said that they could not be here for Megan's Q&A and asked a question. Oh, maybe that was the one about Gretchen. I don't know. Let me know if that's not the right one. Let's see. Never mind. Oh, never mind, she says.
No sound. What?
They can hear me. They said sound. Sound is on. Turn up your volume.
I saw one up there. No, what's that say?
She says no sound. Then she wrote okay sound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're okay. Let's see. What'd you do? They're not asking questions. What'd you do today?
I did my income taxes for 2014.
Did you have a good time?
No.
Did you put money in the swear jar?
Actually, somebody gave me, $5 yesterday, which probably wouldn't cover it.
That didn't cover it for today? No. That's funny. How should you approach a dog you do not know? Found a dog yesterday and its owner. I always say the best way to approach a dog is no touch, no talk, no eye contact, for the most part. Like, I'll go into a new setting with a dog, and people always say, "Oh, like, she's really timid," like, and then I'll have, like, one of my friends go and be like, "Oh, but I love dogs, like, this is great," and the dog, holy, like, backs up, "What's going on?" But I find if you just ignore them, you'd be surprised, and they come up and they'll sniff you. But that's the moment you could ruin it all. If the second they come up, you reach like quickly. We had someone bonding. I forget who it was in the guest house, and we said, ignore the dog, ignore the dog. So he sat on the couch and he ignored the dog. And finally, it took it was probably a solid 35 minutes of the dog running away the whole time. And then finally she came over to him and sniffed his knee, and he went, "Hi!" like this, and it was over. We couldn't. That moment right there was the breaking point.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is just ignore the dog, I think.
There's also, a dog notices the angle of your shoulders. So if you want to walk over and shake somebody's hand, you can't, and the dog's right there. You can't go straight at him, but you could walk slightly to the side of them and then shake hands.
And another thing, too, is is this constantly. Everybody wants to go over the top of the head with the dog, and you see the dog like just crunch. The best way, I think, is to go right underneath. It's less intense. Like, I mean, how would you like someone just constantly like rubbing the top of your head? It's not fun. Nobody likes that. And you don't need to stick your hand in front of their nose. The dog can smell everything about you from 10 feet away. So they don't, none of this like, needs to sniff me. Everybody thinks that has to happen for some reason. Somebody put that in their heads. I don't know why. Hi, Megan. At this early age, can you tell if a pup is better suited for a family pet? Also, how about the back, legs, hips? Basically, at this age, they're just all doing basic obedience. The only thing that would stop them this young is something about if they're pacing or their body structure. We won't know. I don't think we really wipe them out until they're about a year old sometimes. I mean, sometimes we try and we push for them to become service dogs, and we push and push and push, and then they just hate it. So at that point, I'll sit down with Carlene and be like, they wince when I put the vest on, and they kind of have to drag them a little bit to get them in the store. So in that moment, we realize maybe it's not the best job for them. So what adventures did you go on today? Unfortunately, I had to go to a funeral today, so my day was cut short. Katie did a lot of outings. I'm not sure where she went, but when I got back, I got to give shots to all the dogs, so that was exciting. 23 puppies got done. I had help from...
How did you like those needles?
I love those needles.
Those needles were good.
Those needles they're perfect. They're not... The size down from that is the ones when you put them in, they bend in half because the skin. These are the perfect. Let's
write that
ones.
down somewhere.
Yeah, they're great. So those
because you need the G. Is
Yeah.
it 23G?
I'll look at it.
I think 25G is too narrow and you can't get the.
Yeah, they were perfect for the taking it out of the bottle and everything. Everything was great. Megan, do you have any tricks to remove dog hair from the service dog? I have a dog hair. That's funny. I wash them a lot. A lot of these vests are machine washable. You can't necessarily throw them in the dryer, but the lint rollers work really well. Ceilings. If anybody has tips for me on dog hair on the roof of my car, that would be awesome. I have to vacuum my car probably. I try and do it once a week, usually on the weekends. I sit. You have a long lint roller. I sit there with a vacuum, and it's like an arm workout. I'm like vacuuming the ceiling for hours. Everyone thinks it's hilarious. In your opinion, not counting Carlene, who is the very best trainer in the whole wide world? Oh gosh, come on. Steve is that, no doubt in my mind. Like, come on. It's a tie. Steve and Colleen, they're both great people. Wonderful, crisp, clear sound. Perfect. With a hearing impaired deaf dog, do high-pitched whistles... This is a good one for Carlene. Do high-pitched whistles work? Could you ever allow them to run ahead on a hiking trail and call them back with a high pitch? Carlene's raised deaf dogs, so...
Some of them behaved... We have about 6 different kinds of whistles here now. And not every whistle works with every dog. It depends on what they're minus. I'd be very leery about letting a deaf dog loose because they can't find you as well.
They panic.
We had a deaf dog get loose, was missing for 2 days, and I was frantic.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't find her. We finally found her on a golf course about 20 miles away.
Yeah.
They can travel such long distances that you really have a responsibility with a deaf dog to buy one of those great big 16-foot leashes or whatever.
My favorite, though, that you always send was with the fly swatter and the paper towel.
Fly swatter with a white thing in it. If you can get them really well behaved with that, then it's a little bit different.
Shake
but
it for their attention.
You can't get their attention to begin with.
Yeah.
I haven't fooled around with the vibrating collar enough to know whether that would work or not.
Yeah. Who gets any pups who wash out for service work? Those go to our volunteers first, and then if none of our volunteers at that time can take dogs, I have a running list on my phone of people, family, friends, friends of the other trainers, some vets that just want dogs, so as pets. So, dog hair on ceilings, rubber gloves. What do you mean rubber gloves? Like rub it with rubber gloves? We got plenty of rubber gloves. I can take a box home with me.
Sticky things.
The sticky things. It's like almost with these.
That'll work, huh?
With the dog hair, it's almost like it weaves into my ceiling. It's strange. You can Scotch guard a roof. That's funny. Hey Megan, sorry if this has been answered before, but was Morgan just not material? Morgan was great. He was a Beautiful dog. He did really well with the wheelchair. He just had a funny walk. He walked like he had a loaded diaper almost. And we thought he'd grow out of it. Carlene thought if maybe we could get him to trot next to a golf. You thought like how they fix a horse, you had said, and if we get the muscles to work and get him to hold a pattern that he'd snap out of it. But it just kind of got worse and worse over time, and he got fearful on different types of floor because he wasn't confident. So we had someone that really wanted him. He's with a girl named Corey now. She's going to start coming up with him on the weekends, so you'll see him on camera. I'll try and put it out when he's going to be here, but I get pictures of him all the time. I'll try tonight to put him on the EPW page or my Facebook or something so that you guys can see him, but he looks great. He's happy. Can't complain. Do you guys ever train? Do you ever train going to a school, not counting George or Wendy or Teal and the kids, just for learning reasons? I typically don't bring dogs into the school unless I know we're going to match one with a kid. We have some kids that are applying for dogs, so I think we'll probably use the Ipswich school's nice. The principal loves us. Masco, not so much.
Masconomet got to be trained.
Yeah, we need Carlene to go in there for a while.
Sometimes you have to train these principals a little bit.
Do we hear from Erlene? Does she have plans to visit Chaos? I do not hear from Erlene. Every now and then, out of the blue, they show up and take Chaos. So I don't hear from her. Simon's doing great. He lives down the street from me, so I do see him. I'll try and get some pictures out for you guys. Let's see. Have you guys had a dog get off? Yes, we have. Have you had a dog get off the farm and get lost? I remember when Bentley and Opal were puppies, and I put them in a field. And they were Carlene. They still are Carlene's star pair of dogs, but she had a thing about matching pair of dogs. And Bentley and Opal, their ears were just standing perfectly. It was a big process for that. And then I had them out in a field, and next thing I know, they were gone. And I panicked, and I went all around the farm. I took the golf cart up and down the road. I was like, I can't tell Carlene I lost her pair of dogs. Like, she's going to kill me. And so I was going all around, screaming. I was like, well, I have to say something. So I came in the house, and I said, Carlene, I lost Finley and Opal. And she goes, well, kid, you better go find him. I was like, okay. So I went back outside, and I went around and around. I was like stopping people on the road, and I said, have you seen two Harls? And they said, well, are they wearing collars? And I said, no. And they're like, well, how do you expect? I was like, have a good day. Like, and we found them. They got out in a field. If you guys are familiar with the property, somehow got around the pond. They ran around the outside fence of the pond and up in Partridgeberry. So which is the development over there. So we did get them back. It was stressful. Winston is doing great. Funny story. Winston actually lives with a family. Lexi goes to school with John Williams. I just made that connection. They're both in the same grade, right?
Yeah.
So she just got back from, was it the Bahamas?
Yeah, keep it loose.
Yeah, so she went to the Bahamas for school, and then I noticed on John's Facebook, he put a picture up, and I was like, hey, did you tell him that you work here? Because you should tell him that you know me. But they have Winston. Winston's great. I go see him a lot. He's really fat. Carlene would be pissed if she saw him. So, other than that, he's healthy. He's happy. Can't complain. I guess that's it. We're 5:05. Anything else? No?
Well, while you're sitting here and everybody's on, I have our latest on. You can put it on one of those big lighter things.
Yep.
And take it down and have
Staples?
Costco.
Oh,
no, it's Costco that
Yep.
I think made that one.
Yep.
It's foam core or something.
Yep, I think it is.
That's 20 inches by something else.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to have a couple of those made because I use it all the time and
Constantly.
I can't, you know.
I remember the day when you used to say you wanted 5 years ago, you used to be like, I wish we had, and we'd sit there and write on your cards with the
Right, well,
line.
see, we've outgrown these. We're up another 3 or 4 generations
We
here.
are.
These are the old ones, so I put the old ones over here on the anybody can take pile.
Okay.
But I need a couple.
We can tell you use these. They're all worn.
I know. I think this one's better, the foam core.
Yeah, I agree.
But if they don't have it, then I take the regular poster.
No, this is great. This is a big help. So, awesome.
And if anybody wanted one, we'll find out how much they are.
Yeah.
Because it's a simple thing to get them. I think it's Costco, right? Yes, it was Costco. Wasn't it Costco?
Yeah, it was Costco. They're asking about Blue. I can get a report on Blue for you. He actually lives with Lynn Downing's daughter. He is somewhere out west. I'm not sure where.
Ohio.
Yeah, is it Ohio? I don't.
Last I knew.
Yeah. Lynn will be here on Sunday, so Carlene, if she thinks about it, can pick her brain on that. Lynn's dropping off Merlot and Gabby, so you guys will see if you see them on camera. They're just here. She's going to Florida, so nothing. No one's in heat or anything, but yet.
No, that's over here to be given away.
Sorry.
So they don't do me any good anymore. We outgrew them.
All right. Well, have a good weekend.
Thank you.
All right.
See you around.
Bye, guys.
See you around.